Well, I'd fallen off the face of the earth, obviously. And as some of you are probably wondering if you watch this, what the hell happened? Well, I got sick. Unfortunately, for most of the month of October, I was very much under the weather, and talking, for the most part, was out of the question. But I learned some valuable lessons, and something that I wanted to share with everyone, because I think that I'm not the only one who experiences things like this. I think we all do from time to time. And what I realized was, no matter what, we're all on some sort of a path. Prior to me getting sick in early October, the path I was on was I was doing 75 hard, as I had shared. And I was on day in the mid 50s, I think 57. And I knew what I was doing. I knew when I woke up in the morning what I had to accomplish. And there was something profoundly important about that. Every day I woke up and I felt a certain purpose, knowing no matter what, I had certain things that I had to do and I was going to do them. And more so, I knew that I could do them. Because momentum is so incredibly important. And I think that what we don't realize, what I finally realized, is no matter what, we're all on a path. Whether we know it or not, a path is something that we're all doing each day of life. You're either deliberately walking in a certain direction, or you're being followed in a direction, or in some ways, you might be just going down a direction, you don't even realize it. But no matter what, you're going in some direction. It took me getting sick, being knocked off the path, being frustrated, being angry, and feeling like I was betrayed by my body in that way to realize this. Now, what do you do when things don't work out your way? Like, I got pneumonia. Didn't plan on it. Didn't think it was going to happen to me. I was really healthy. I was working out twice a day, drinking my water, getting great sleep. You know, we were on vacation. I was so dedicated, my wife and I, with this, that when we were supposed to leave, we actually got up an hour and a half early just to do walking at 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's how disciplined we were with that. Now, unfortunately, life happens. We all get knocked off. Things are going to happen. And in fact, I think more oftentimes than not, it's not that things are going to happen. You should plan that things are going to happen. Because no matter what, you're human. Nothing is going to go according to plan. In fact, you can guarantee that things are going to come up time and time again. And some of them you're going to be able to deal with and keep going forward. And some of them, unfortunately, you're going to have to stop. You're going to have to reassess, maybe take the time it needs to get back to neutral, and then figure out where you're going to go next. Or don't, and see what happens. I've never been a see what happens kind of person. I always like to kind of know where I'm going, or at least hope that I know where I'm going. It might just be the person I am or anything like that, I'm not sure. But I always like to know the direction I'm going. Now, if you're anything like me, and you kind of want to know the direction you're going, but you're getting frustrated, maybe you're injured, maybe things aren't working out your way, maybe you got a boss who doesn't really respect you or listen to you. So what do you do? Well, first and foremost, you can't give up on your dream. You have to figure out what you want and keep going in one way or the other. Perhaps the direction you're going isn't the right one, but that doesn't mean the end goal isn't the right one. It just means the way that you're doing it, the path that you're taking at that moment might be wrong. I've had that happen in my life more times than I can think. For instance, when I was trying to get into law school, the first year, I thought I knew what I was doing right. Studying for the LSAT a certain way, filling out applications a certain way, and I thought for sure I was going to get in. Guess what? I didn't. Didn't even make a single law school acceptance at all. Now, that path clearly was not taking me in the right direction, even though my end goal was still the same. I wanted to go to law school. And it wasn't until I thought about it, recalibrated, but still aimed toward the same end goal, that I was able to, the second time around, get into a law school or two. And I think this happens to all of us. You have to choose whether these setbacks are going to crush you or whether you're going to learn from them. For instance, one thing I learned from this whole experience is, while 75 hard is a great thing, and I do think that it's important, it's extreme. like anything else. And you have to listen to your body. I knew I was burning the candle really hard by both ends, especially toward the end right before I got sick, which was probably not my greatest idea. But I did it, and I learned from it. And I realize now that you don't always have to go to the extreme to get the results you want. Sometimes you can do things slower. You can take your time. And I know that that sounds a little counterintuitive, because I have said on here before, we don't know how much time we have. And that's true too. But I can tell you right now, while we don't know how much time we have, rushing through things or trying to get results as quickly as humanly possible also is not a great strategy. It's like dieting. If you think that starving yourself is going to get you to your ideal body, it may get you to your ideal body weight quicker, but it's not going to do it the right way. Same thing with a book. You can try and skim the book, you can try and speed read through the book, you can try to read the cliff notes, but you're not going to read the book any quicker unless you sit down and you take the time to read it. It's like working. You can pull an all-nighter. Sure, you're going to get a lot of work done maybe that day, but you're burned out the next day and the next day. Is that really what you want? Is that your end goal? Is that the path you want to be on? Constant burnout? I don't think so. I know I don't. So learn from my mistakes here. You don't need to be burning the candle on both ends. Instead, maybe come up with a consistent plan, a path that you know you can follow and you can learn from. Something that I've taken now that I'm coming back, I'm able to go to the gym again, go for walks. Maybe I don't have to do 2 45-minute workouts. Maybe I can do a 25-minute walk or a workout. Or if I have a great day, maybe both. Maybe it's just one. Give it a try. Follow a path that you feel is true to you. Because at the end of the day, it's all you really can do. You're going to be on a path one way or the other. So make it the one you want.